We got this highlight on one TV, us on the little one, but we are back. St. Patrick's Day, right?
You got it.
Did not know that when I woke up today. It was in a fog. But St. Patrick's Day. What's better to do this entire month is DraftKings. When it comes to college basketball and March Mania, one thing is for sure, nothing's for sure. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella's advancing, top seeds going home early. It's all going to happen. Bet the unexpected every upset every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. With live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. Ready to make your first bet? Check out the matchups and pick a team to win. It's that simple. First time, here's something special for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right, so...
You okay?
Yeah, no. I'm double checking something quick. We got new guys in the mix, so we got that going. All right, Jason's crawling around. It's a hell of a day. What's up? You're working. I know you're working. I know, but I'm just saying. I know we're doing.
Doing a good job, Jason.
He'll fucking.
What's up your ass?
He'll beat you up.
Yeah, Jason wants to fuck a dragon.
Yeah, I know. All right, so we have. What is
Rico has no idea what you just said. He agreed with you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
What I said was
Why
true.
are you so rattled
Yeah,
right
what's
now?
going on?
It was I don't know. It's a tough day. Holiday when you don't
Not
know
a
it's a
tough
holiday.
day. This is
it
a
throws you in.
very
I don't know.
easy
It's
day.
wild. Yes, it is. We do have a bracket. So
And you don't need to look at the bracket yet.
what?
We could talk. There's so much to talk
What-
about. Let's go. What's
I
going
got
on?
the stuff. I got the stuff. All right. So what in terms of where do you want to start? There's a million different things. I think. What?
What's going on?
You're just cracking me up.
Yeah, I know.
I just know when something's up with you. Like you walked in, I was like, oh shit.
He's in a little bit of a mood. You gotta admit that.
Some days it's whatever. So what do you want to do? You want to start with the top?
What do I want to do?
What do you want to start with? You want to start with?
Tobin
I
Anderson
wanna-
getting fired.
What do I want to do? There's so much
All
to
right,
talk about. UNC is a
let's
huge
start-
thing
It
everyone's
is.
talking about.
I think you start with the one seeds.
No.
UCLA, USC, Texas, and South Carolina.
What's going on with you?
Women's
This is-
bracket.
this
Women's
is-
bracket.
This is
All right, let's go.
Start to a show.
All right, let's UNC, the biggest story probably of it. I kind of hate how the bubble then takes over the storylines to a degree, though. But UNC getting in is a travesty. It's an absolute travesty.
Let me push back a little bit, okay? Because I actually do. I think that the AP poll means nothing at all to anybody, which is we shouldn't. It's so stupid. Two, why does West Virginia deserve to get in over them? Like, what's the? I know 1 in 12 quad ones, but what is West Virginia like? The bubble was really bad. There was no bid stealers at all. If UAB wins yesterday, UNC's out. You know, like it's
Right.
not the. Like, I understand the whole, it's fun to...
Because the reason that they got out of the tournament was because of an injury to their best player that happened on December 6th.
I don't know if I believe that's what...
That's what they said.
Who said it, though?
The committee.
They actually came out
Yeah.
and said that?
Yes.
Well, that's Bruce-sodded.
Yeah.
Because that is stupid. But, like, also, West Virginia did lose to fucking Colorado in the Big 12 tournament. And then but also, the committee also came out and said that they're not really... that shouldn't have too much of a factor on it.
I mean,
which
the
I
tournament didn't.
want what?
The tournament didn't have a factor on anything postseason wise.
Well, that's what they say, but it has to be if that is what happened. Because then Duke also UNC almost beat Duke, so that it had to go into it. That's why I'm saying I don't believe these people.
I don't know. Also, like they had a great non-conference. West Virginia, like I think they got absolutely hosed. 111.
when you're on every projected bracket. And
bracket matrix, 111 bracketologists. Every single one had
Like,
West
are
Virginia.
you
win.
that surprised where it's like names do go into it? The chairman is on it. Like he got $100,000 for getting in, but like UNC is a huge name in college basketball. UNC versus who they playing?
San Diego State.
San Diego State versus West Virginia. More people are going to watch UNC. I know, but like we talk about this every time. It's a business. This is a business.
Talk about the college football playoffs, and remember Brad was saying like it's a TV show.
Yes.
Right. It's
What,
very
who
true.
are you going to want to watch? UNC or West Virginia? If you're a casual, you're more likely going to watch UNC.
Yeah, of course.
And Also, people say they're quad ones. Yeah, their quad ones was bad, but it's also like did they have any bad losses, UNC?
No, that's their thing. Is they were pretty clean besides.
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Where it's like,
But they also beat one tournament team, and you're UNC.
oh, 100%. I'm trying to play a little bit of devil's guy, but the bubble was
I
so.
don't think anybody's shocked by like that they're in because of Bubba Cunningham. I think people are pissed off that like
I think people were shocked that they were in still.
people
even
are
though
people are
everything.
pissed. I mean, it was probably the biggest disservice in college basketball history. I'm not even kidding. It was fucking.
I don't
bullshit.
know about.
That was the
pretty
biggest.
bad. It's
that
pretty
was
bad.
that was the
bad.
biggest. That was the biggest reach in bracketology history.
I just can't answer that because I don't. Because again, like and Rico says it. I think someone else said it too, where it's like we spend so much time arguing about like the 40th best team.
That's what I mean. Like I don't know.
No, but like that, you
No,
guys
it
don't
doesn't
understand
matter.
because
That's what Bill is always saying.
No, I
you
do
root for top teams,
understand,
like, the
but,
coach,
like,
this
what-
matters for coaches and like getting like hired to another school, keeping their jobs.
But
Like,
not. But this,
making a
we're not
tournament
talking
is
about
everything.
But we're not talking about another team like your. Like unfortunately, your team didn't have a chance anyway.
I'm not saying my
no,
team. Though,
I
like,
know, but
I'm saying,
West
like,
Virginia
Darian
is not
Darian
a.
DeVries could be looking at a payday just for.
But
just
West
winning into
Virginia
tournament.
had their chances as well. They play in a fucking huge conference. If it was a team like Dayton that didn't get in, I would feel more bad. It's West Virginia. They had their chances. Am I wrong? Like if it's Dayton or if it's like a UAB or someone that really deserved it and they got kicked out, I'd feel more bad.
Worse. You would feel worse.
Yeah, but
I'd feel worse. I didn't know you were the grammar police.
More bad.
Says,
not-
like,
he's not wrong.
Who does like 17 spaces
it's also a team
between
that
each
got like
things.
six
More
six
bad
quad
is-
More
one
bad.
wins.
It's more bad.
is tough.
I don't know.
Okay.
6 quad 1 wins to 1. Like
Yeah,
that.
but I'm just talking.
Yeah, West Virginia got the wins.
Like that, I'm
It's
just saying,
a
like
tough
it matters
spot.
for like Darian DeVries. Like
It matters, but they're a big school. Like I don't feel bad
But
for
in the
West-
scope
West
of the
Virginia.
tournament, the scope of what we're doing here, it doesn't matter.
yeah, but it does to these coaches.
I understand,
Yeah,
but
like
what am
to
I saying
want
though?
him, like, but dude, he's a huge.
Really getting in the weeds with this.
It's a big school. That's a big school.
I think that's saying like we're arguing like bracketologists. Sure, like is it going to matter to the actual tournament? No, but it does matter to these coaches.
Sure, of course.
That's why
It
it's
matters
bullshit.
to every
matters
single
these fan bases.
person.
It's
Of,
bullshit.
course, fan base, but I don't feel bad for West Virginia. If it was a smaller school, I'd feel bad for them. But I don't care. It's like, and listen, UNC shouldn't get in. I know that. But it's also like, yeah, I'd rather watch UNC.
I mean, aren't all these teams probably going to be wiped out by the end of the week anyway?
11,
Well, no, there's
11 seeds are a big
a
upset.
lot of the team. The 11 seeds have dominated.
A lot of the teams that
recently.
win this game
The first 4,
go on to the
the
second
Sweet
weekend.
16. Yeah, they usually win the.
It's a
win
huge.
the game.
At least one of the 11 seeds usually goes to the Sweet
We'll see.
16. But we'll see.
Yeah.
And I the other thing, number 13 in the country, Clemmer.
Yeah.
This team is number 13 in the country on the AP poll.
Mhm.
They got an 8 seed.
Oof,
How does that work?
it's tough.
Louisville did have the worst seed. Like,
How does that work?
That made no sense. Also, they
Also made the conference championship.
right. So this is where it's weird. They're not only get
Why
the
did they
8,
get screwed so bad?
I don't know. This is where we're saying because UNC got in, right? So they obviously respect, in a way, they respect the ACC a little bit, and then they put them as an 8 seed. How does that make any sense?
They got a tough 8 seed directly to play in Auburn.
Yes, they
It's
got to
fucking
play the
awful.
1 overall. Now the alternative of that,
They
you
lost
could
2
say,
games in the
It
conference.
was like the worst 8 seed too.
You could say Auburn got a little bit of a bad draw. The game's in Lexington, so Auburn's the 1 overall. The game is in Lexington.
But they also did pick it. Like, they picked where they wanted to play. I know
Yeah,
they
they
didn't know
pick
who
it
was
not
gonna
knowing
be,
who's going to
but
go. Well, no,
still.
that's on the committee. Yeah, it's not Auburn's fault, but it's their fault. Yeah, they,
But I just don't get why they're. And also, you have a team in Michigan who won the conference championship.
that always happens in the Big Ten.
One.
I don't know why the Big Ten
Change it to
not
Saturday.
trying to decide. I think there's too much action on Saturday that the
course there is,
TVs
but they get
the TVs
fucked.
want it. I think they should just move it to 12 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think it's a good look to
So
play.
Michigan's
at
a
3:30.
5 seed. This going into it, they beat Maryland and they beat Wisconsin. They won the championship. Both of them are 3 seeds. Wisconsin and Maryland. They stayed at a 5. Michigan. How does that make any sense?
That's always what happens. I think Illinois last year was a 4, and somebody else won the Big Ten. They were a 5, or something like. Or Illinois is the 5, and somebody else won got a 4. Iowa got fucked the year they won the Big 12. The Big Ten. You just can't. There's too much going on. The Big Ten can't. The committee cannot properly adjust to the Big Ten. The game ends 6 minutes before they put out the bracket. It's just not how it's going to work. And then you have to move, like if BYU is involved in moving things, there's religion of Friday, Sunday. There's a lot of regions. There's a lot of things that go into it. They can't properly adjust to the Big Ten. So
Documentary on football and basketball committees I'd watch that.
They had a documentary on a baseball schedule. The couple that did baseball
like
schedule,
that.
and it was good.
Yeah, imagine the
It is
committees
interesting.
where everyone's like interested. Like, imagine a documentary where this UNC guy said he excused himself. He said he excused himself when they you don't think that they talked before that?
Of course.
He also got $100,000 more in a salary since they made it. It's actually like crazy that they just like disregard all of
What
it.
if they got rid of the playing games?
No, playing games great.
Yeah.
Why do you hate the playing games?
Like a waste of time. I understand. It's not,
I think it's a little
you'll
bit
never
of
get
a-
rid of games. You're only going to add games. That's
No,
just,
I
it's just
think that
sports,
the
but
16,
It's a
I
little
think
bit of a-
all 11
yeah.
seeds should have to play. I don't think any 16 teams.
Oh,
should.
16 shouldn't.
But in
it's kind
fairness,
of unfair to the 11 seeds, though.
why?
well, it's more unfair
No,
to the
it's
6.
way more fair than
Unfair to
16
the
because they
sixth.
won their conference. They don't even get to play in the actual.
Yeah, so
tournament.
that's the difficulty. If the part of this thing, if you're in a one bid league and you win your league, you're only getting one bid. You should not have to play to get in. You're
But-
in. You won a bid.
Yeah, right.
But
You won a bid.
those 16 seeds do get like a standalone game where everyone's watching, and if they win one, they get to say they won
Right.
a tournament game. I get both, but 16 seeds shouldn't have to. 11 seeds are like big. They're big schools, like UNC. Like they could have gotten a better seed.
I thought the play-ins is also a little bit of a cop-out in that they don't make the decision. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
your job is to make a decision. You just put an extra team in and I'll let them play it out. It's like, well,
Yeah, no, I agree.
so that's where it's difficult. I thought Auburn got a tough draw. I thought Creighton got a tough draw. They're basically playing a road game. McDermott, I know, was not happy. He said we played a road game Friday night against UConn, played a road game Saturday night against St. John's, and now we're basically playing a road game against Louisville in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So that's
It's tough.
It's very tough. The other thing that I guess if you were paying attention, it started to jump out like Thursday, Friday when you're watching the games, and all through Saturday. Did you notice that the conference tournament finals and semifinals to that degree, but then they obviously got knocked out. A lot of these conferences had 1 versus 2 in the final, 1 versus 3 in the final.
Yeah.
We are getting
Besides Big Ten.
you're getting but a lot of teams make it from the Big Ten. I meant more so the one bid leagues like the Big West,
No bids.
WAC, AAC. Well, they were all most of one bids, but a lot of these teams, you're getting the best mid majors kind of across the board here.
There was only one bid stealer this year.
Yeah, that was it, right?
Yeah.
Colorado State.
Yeah.
Who's
who I thought played
who's
their
the
way.
favorite?
Who's a favorite against?
Minus 2.5.
Yeah. That was. Do you want me to pull that up really quick? All right, you go off your point.
No,
I'll
you
pull it
could
up.
pull that, but yeah, it's more so. I just basically was looking at a lot of the mid majors. You're getting the best teams from these conferences.
I also
across the
think
board.
this is going to be a chalk year. I really do.
Yeah, it's boring, but
It's
then
not boring. You get the good stuff at the end. like
right.
we
Well,
always
there's
say.
two. It's boring early. I guess people want the chaos early, but I guess to a degree. So I
People
could-
always want chaos early, and then when it gets to the Final Four
16,
and
they get
San
mad,
Diego
yeah.
State's in there, they're like, why don't I want this?
They get mad.
So they get upset.
So I actually think of it 2 different ways there. You could go 2 directions with that. Yeah, I do think it's going to be chalk, but by the same token, you have the best mid majors possible. So the teams that could contend for upsets, they're all there. UC San Diego, Drake, all those teams won their conferences. They've been best wire to wire. You would think they're more likely to pull off an upset because they were the best team in those conferences. So we'll see.
So this was saying basically Evan Me is that the 8 seeds are better than the 5 seeds this year. Like
Yeah, which is tough for the ones, and I do think it's going to be chalk. But the ones probably have tougher second round games than the 4s.
I was happy with
That makes sense.
I will say it. Duke's 8-9 got very lucky. They're still good. Like Mississippi State and
Baylor.
It's still that's a tough second round draw. But
Yeah, I think anytime you could play a national
I'd
championship
rather-
coach in the second round, that's difficult. It's definitely difficult.
yeah,
I mean, and then Houston's gets a top 10 Ken Palm. I mean,
Right.
That's they're basically saying like Gonzaga and Memphis should be switched.
Houston got fucked at that. I know. I still think Houston wins, but
Same.
that's a tough 8-9 right there. But let's talk about
All right, so what?
potential real fast.
Yeah, the
There's two potentials, 2 disasters for you.
Wisconsin and Duke.
I want to send your fucking ass on that bus so bad Do you know how bad I want that game?
Well, having been to a Final Four last year, which your team wasn't,
Yeah.
I know you don't overlook first and second round opponents.
Oh, I'm overlooking. I'm already in the Elite Eight.
All right.
Already in. I'm already in. This team just won the ACC without our best player. Our best player is healthy.
Are you scared, Rico, when you saw that Duke was in the same?
Were you? Be honest.
I
You probably weren't
weirdly-
happy that you were in. Actually, our region isn't that bad though.
I would have taken Duke over Houston, as weird as that sounds. I know we beat Houston. I just think Houston's brand of basketball with a rematch. I think Sampson is a great coach. It was a close game. If you remember, it was a very, very close game. Like eked it out. I
Also,
don't know.
Uzan's a different player now.
Right.
That was before.
Yeah,
he
it was
split.
getting in the groove. He's way
so
better.
fucking good
Yeah.
now.
I think our region isn't that bad. Like Florida's region is bad.
You think? I actually think Florida got the toughest draw.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I meant that theirs is like the hardest one.
Like and again, I said this last night in our group chat, but like it never plans out this way. But if you have to get UConn, which is a back-to-back national champs, then you'd have to play Maryland,
No, yeah, brutal.
and then Texas Tech, and then St. John's is fucking crazy.
Horrible. Yeah, no,
But
I
it's
think they got the hardest draw.
Bosco, do you want to see something that doesn't look good for your Alabama Crimson Tide?
Sure.
Besides getting blown out.
I think we could beat anybody but Florida the way it's going. Florida's insane.
Only 4 teams this century have entered the NCAA tournament with a plus 35 rating or higher on Ken Palm. Everyone's made like the Final Four at least,
Right.
right? If you go to Ken Palm, there's 4 teams that have a plus 35 rating. Auburn, Houston, Florida, Duke. That just goes to show how like this
So
is one of the best college basketball years of all time.
Does Duke is?
Well, the fact that you have 4 teams,
4
that
teams
are
that like
that
all
strong.
fit that criteria. Yeah.
Is there anyone in Ken Palm's like top that are like lower seeds, like really lower?
Yeah, I wrote some things
Gonzaga.
down. Yeah, so overs seeded too low.
Crazy.
Seeded too low. Louisville, Kansas, and Gonzaga based off of metrics. There's also, shout out 3-point sniper. You guys are going to scream when I say this. And I've seen it a few different places, but 3-point sniper said it too. Based on metrics, if you can believe it, UNC is actually seeded too low.
Yes.
Based on metrics is what
Oh,
they're
I
saying.
know, I
so
know.
that again, but they were the last team in. So you could say, how could they be? They didn't deserve to be in. How could they be seeded too low? I guess both can be true
Who does
based on the
UNC
metrics.
play if they beat San Diego State?
Ole Miss, I think.
They're gonna and that
Right.
this is what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. That they're gonna win and then beat Ole Miss.
And Iowa State without one of their best players,
Yeah.
Gilbert. Yeah. Too high, Memphis. They also have the Tyrese Hunter injury. Or metrics.
why-
Again, this is all 3-point
Okay,
sniper.
So you don't think, but do you believe?
Yeah, I think
they
Memphis
got-
is seeded a little too high.
Why they had? How many losses they have? 4, 5?
Dude, they played really shitty in conference play, and I don't think anyone paid attention.
Did they play out of conference? Anyone?
They
Out?
lost to Wichita State in conference.
Like they would play everybody close.
They're a crazy team.
Yeah,
Without
a lot
the
of
point-
potential.
without the
4
point
guys
guards.
in
How-
double digits.
You said Hunter's really hurt.
He definitely has an injury. Tyrese Hunter.
He has
definitely has an
a.
injury. They
He's
don't know
got
where he's
a.
gonna
He had a boot on in the championship.
There is, and there's a lot like even. This has been on my mind this morning. Like Jawan Roberts for Houston. If you, like he's like their big guy. He's been there for 100 fucking years. He's unbelievable. Rolled his ankle in the semifinals of the Big 12. Now, do I think like they definitely lose to Gonzaga if he's out? No, but that changes. Like your guy
Changes a
Ike,
lot.
like could he then go to work
Yeah.
a little bit? But they still have.
What
like,
about
they-
your
they're-
guy?
Nelson?
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
I don't know what
horrible.
you're waiting to see on that. Yeah, it's not great.
They had anything come out yet?
No, nothing.
I think I'm fading you guys.
Nothing
against
coming-
the spread.
What? Well, he went to a specialist this morning, is what everybody's reporting.
Today?
Yeah.
That'd be a brutal.
You took the number right away, right?
Yeah, I think they can. I think they hang it on Robert Morris.
Well, Dukes.
I do think they hang it on
Dukes.
Robert Morris.
They're 11 deep. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
Here we go, Bosco. Everyone's out to get you on.
Oh, I was a little upset with you, by the way.
Post-selection
that
Sunday.
does mean. I mean, you're not emptying the bench. Like when you empty the bench, you still have guys who are really good playing
I know,
in
I'm
late.
kidding.
I think they.
But I
think they
do.
have
I
it.
am very upset with you.
What's that?
You have, yes, 100%. You were very wrong about St. John's, right? But you have an out, and that's why it's so hard to win in March Madness. You have an out where I think they're going to lose in the second round. They could.
You got so lucky with their draw.
Kansas in the second round is brutal. That's not a team you want to play in the second round.
Yeah,
I'm not saying St. John's can't win, but like you could have been.
Arkansas hasn't been great, but Arkansas has pulled off some wins as well. So I think the winner of that
either
game,
one is what I'm saying.
And Calipari
It's just a tough draw for St. John's.
But that's what I'm saying. You had
Calipari and
them
Pitino
getting out
hate each other, and also Boogie Flan's back.
Yeah.
Boogie Flan, where it came down to, St. John's was in the mix for him recruiting. So if you look at like storylines, he's a New York City kid.
Zuby Ejiofor went to Kansas, didn't play a minute. Now he's like one of the best players.
Right.
St. John's.
Yeah, there's definitely storylines in that pod for sure.
You had a nice out round the 32. I would have been dancing on all.
AJ Storr,
and you still will.
AJ Storr is at St. John's.
Maybe.
Didn't Pitino
you
not
won't
want
dance
AJ
on
Storr?
them?
I don't know. Like they did. Yeah.
I don't
know how you dance on them.
I know, but
kind of can't dance,
but you have to.
I have a little bit. It's
Your
like
whole thing was this thing. I understand he shouldn't, but if this is my thing,
he probably will. But like, how do you? They just won the regular season Big East title, went and destroyed everybody in the conference championship.
Easier Big East. I'm on like your side, even though I love St. John's.
It's way again. It comes down to it's way easier to say you can't win it.
I will say,
right. I'm like Frank. If they don't win the championship, that's like I told you. But
Glenny Balls, he met him. He said it was awesome.
Yeah, he seems. I met him in Saratoga.
He was at the ball with him on Saturday. He said he was like holding court upstairs and up there. Like he was like the way he was just saying everything. He was like it was the best night of his life. Glenny's best.
They do think
you are such a miserable prick.
Why is that?
Not you, him.
Me.
He's a miserable prick.
I'm a happy guy.
You just anything you say, he's like,
yeah.
He's just, no.
Alabama 22.5-point favorites over Robert Morris, by the way.
Yeah, I laid it. So hold on. Overseeded teams as well. Again, this is from 3 Point Sniper. St. John's is overseeded per the metrics because they have the 60th best offense, or 60 in the neighborhood of 60. Oregon's a little overseeded. Michigan's overseeded, and Michigan State is overseeded, is what they're saying.
You
per
didn't
the
put
metrics.
VCU is not underseeded. I saw they're
not from what he wrote.
I think I saw it from someone that they're.
I love VCU.
I saw they're underseeded by 6 seeds. Like they're 11 and they should be a 5.
I love VCU. I think they're gonna be a problem.
Big Cat.
It's only a 2.5 point line.
I think it's very funny when Big Cat tweets the Jeff video at me like every time VCU wins. But if Jeff then came back and beat Wisconsin,
It'd be amazing.
I think it'd be pretty funny.
That'd be amazing.
There's also a stat floating around in the 64-team era. 36 teams have entered as a 1 and 2 that were unranked in the preseason poll.
Okay.
St. John's.
0 Final Fours in that of those 36 teams.
So you're doing it.
I like it.
I'm reading stats.
It's reading stats.
St. John's
Give you information.
St. John's and Michigan State fit that criteria.
I don't believe in Michigan State at all. I want to say that right now. I do not believe in them at all. St. John's I believe in, but they got a tough draw. But I don't believe in Michigan State at all.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, Izzo's
he's better as a hunter, not hunted.
Right.
Is he great?
Yeah.
I think he's exceptional, but it's
when's his last win?
made how many finals?
2000.
He has a
Final
7-10
fours.
winning percentage.
I mean,
I
but
looked it up
that's-
yesterday, on Friday.
He has won championship 26 years ago.
But that when you trust him to go far though, he goes far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess he goes.
How many guys win though? Like how many coaches have won? Like I know he has one, but like that's
Right now,
that's a pretty
active?
exclusive club.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's like 6 guys.
In all time,
K had
go to the
5.
list, like
Coach K had 5.
yeah, that's what I mean. Well, but that still is. He's in the club, but like not many guys even have one.
Would you put him in the same club as Coach K?
No, but he's in that.
That's fine. People put him in the same club. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I mean,
yeah.
my only point is that not many guys have even won one because guys like Wooden or Coach K have won so many. So because of that, there's not many guys who have won one. So winning one even 25 years ago is a pretty good accomplishment.
He just goes far all the time.
Biggest upset everyone's saying, besides Colorado State because they're a favorite, is UC San Diego against Michigan.
I don't buy it
I'm all on Michigan.
as well.
All on Michigan.
So the problem with
It's always the obvious one that no one doesn't hit.
So what UC San Diego wants to do is turn you over. They're great at turning you over. Michigan commits a lot of turnovers. But the other I think the thing everyone's fixated on is the turnovers for UC San Diego. What I don't think they're talking about is that UC San Diego has not looked terrific down the stretch in the last couple of weeks. They don't have a ton of depth. They don't have a ton of size, and they offensive rebound horrifically. and they're going to take a ton of threes. Michigan's probably going to make you take a ton of threes. Michigan defends the three. Michigan has 2 7-footers. I think Michigan lives on the line in this game. It could be officiated pretty tight. You kind of always see that 4-minute wars, different styles of play. I think Michigan lives on the free throw line here in this game, and UC San Diego. It's a very, very tough matchup. I bet Michigan minus 3.5 as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I like that.
I bet Michigan minus 3.5. I bet Arkansas, Kansas over 144.5, and I took Bama minus 22.5. The one I really want to take, but I feel like I'm going to be sweating it out. I want to take. Is it S? Yeah. I want to take SIU Edwardsville team total under 50.5.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about
Houston last, like they played Longwood last year, I think.
Bosco, it's every year.
I know they played
The
Longwood.
spread against Houston first game is awesome.
They played Longwood last year, and Longwood was a way better team on Ken Palm in different things, and they squished them, absolutely squished them. I think they had 16 points at the half. SIU Edwardsville's team total in the first half is 21.5. It could be held under 20. Houston just gets after you. And plays it. So I think I want to lay that team total. I don't
like
think they'll
UC
break
San Diego,
50.
By the way.
You like UC San Diego?
I do.
I think it's a little too sexy.
Michigan does feel like an Iowa to me. Like a couple years ago when they won the Big Ten going in. I think
they got to go play out in elevation too, right? I think that game's in Colorado. Or
I think
no, not Colorado. Where is that game? Denver. Yeah, Colorado.
Under 48.5 right now is the line on that for SIU.
What is it?
Under 48.5.
48.5.
Minus 110.
Yeah, so I moved it up. I think 49.5 is minus 153.
It is 134.
134 it's down to. Okay, so we'll take that.
UC Irvine, again, I'm kind of looking at the analytics of it all. One of the best defensive teams in the country all year long. Top 25 the entire way. Michigan's also terrific defensively, but San Diego was able to kind of squish UC Irvine, like for the most part of this year.
Yeah, but does UC Irvine have 2 7-footers?
No, but
they
I think
good guards.
they also were able to compete with a team like San Diego State, who has a couple of bigs. So it's not like the times
that
I've
watched
watched
time ago. Yeah,
I know, but the times that I've watched them, I mean, there's only a small sample size. And again, this is the tournament. Like wacky shit happens. I do get that they're a trendy underdog. We'll get to some others that I think are interesting.
Yeah, I have all the sexy first rounds, but before that, let me tell you about game time. Clemmer, while I'm doing that, I'm pretty sure the Knicks are in town tonight, correct?
Ooh.
So if you want to go to that game, can you pull up some seats for me? The best part of college basketball is here, and we know you're excited as we are to watch some big upsets throughout the tournament. While we're streaming in the cave, you can get out to see the action in person with Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down closer to the game as the game gets closer to showtime. Plus, the Game Time Picks feature makes it even easier to find great deals on the seats you want. You can even find last-minute tickets for the tournament up to 60% off quickly and easily. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. I was looking at, listen, there's a ton of tournament games out there. We'll obviously be streaming. You can go to Dayton. You can go to Newark down at the regional in the East. But tonight, if you're looking local, the Knicks game, what's the amazing deal you found, Clemmer?
141. St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
141.
We busting out the green uniforms? It's a tradition, no?
I'll say this too.
Should have the green uniforms.
Oscar, if you're willing to look down the schedule a bit, Knicks Sixers $103 April 1st. So I mean, you can get some good deals for sure in Game Time.
They've got great curated deals for all tiers of tickets, and you know they're getting to the top option when you see the super deal icon. What are you waiting for? I'm going to buy those Knicks tickets now with Game Time Picks. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. All right, I wrote.
Will be also using Game Time when Duke is playing at Newark in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8.
The Prue. It's a nice spot.
It'd be nice if we can go together, but I'm gonna guess that's not.
Are you? What's the measure of success this year for Duke?
It's win of not all.
Win it all, not even Final Four.
I think Final Four is like it has to be Final Four. I think anything can happen in the Final Four. I think we match up with Houston in that region, so I think it's Final Four or nothing. If anything before that, it's terrible season.
Pilot or bust.
I think it's.
Yeah, I think they're in that.
I think it's Tyler or bust because everyone's. But it's like obviously it's so
I
hard
always
to
think the
win it.
measure is Final Four or bust.
Yeah, I think it's Final Four or
For any
bust.
program.
I think it's championship or bust. How about that?
He hasn't gotten there yet.
Huh?
I just think his Shire hasn't gotten there yet.
Yeah, listen, we got to Elite Eight last year. I know Houston was hurt, but like we had a way less talented team than we have this year, and we got to Elite Eight. So
Who'd you guys lose to?
NC State,
Oh, okay.
not good.
So the first round matchups that jumped out to me: Michigan, UC San Diego.
That was mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
That was me.
That's how it goes.
No, he fucking
He's
knew.
always having a tough time. Dayton's gone.
Yeah.
that was
Dayton's
tough.
a 1 seed in the.
Yeah, what are you talking
about? NIT.
Oh, wow,
like-
congratulations.
Feels
How
like
about that
2020.
team playing NIT and the CBI?
What? Yeah, that's crazy.
Playing in
Well,
both
that's
tournaments.
What is that? I don't even get what that
I
is.
don't know how that could happen.
There's also one of these tournaments. The crown starts in
This
like
is-
March 31st.
Yes, that's why.
Oh, I would be if I was a role player or like didn't play. You think I'm in the gym like shooting shots? Not a role player. If I was a guy who didn't play,
That's why Dayton turned it down.
I'd be checked out. And we're practicing every day.
What is it called?
The Crown.
Crown.
What is it?
They wanted to get like
Weird
the top, like they
tournament.
wanted to be like a NIT for just like the big schools, and then like almost every single big school started turning it down, and they're like, shit, we have to start reaching for like other teams, like
Yeah.
mid-major, like, and nobody was going to it.
Like NIT is.
NIT is so sad because you have 68 teams that make this thing.
Yeah.
So you talk, it's like it's a battle that he could be the 69th best team. It's so stupid.
I also think in the day and age now with NIL and the portal and things like that, like I wonder if some of these teams are even fielding a fucking team.
Yeah,
True.
we
If
usually
the
just get the young guys in.
If the kid, I know, but if the kid knows he's leaving, like I'd be like, I'm not rolling in. It's,
A lot of teams just say no too. Like I
Yeah.
remember Duke said no the one time that they didn't make it.
right. It's a weird setup with these tournaments.
Also, just a note on the Knicks green uniforms. They last wore them in 2012. It used to be a tradition.
okay.
That was me.
You're,
That was me.
You're
Say
right,
that, Marty.
Bosco. Meek
No, I was curious when the last time they wore them was.
When you ask, are we wearing the green uniforms? It's not a
Well, I
speaking as a certainty, but I think they should wear the green uniforms. Especially
Claude
at home.
Frazier hated them because they were Celtics colors.
I mean,
St. Patrick's Day though.
green and orange too. It looks like the flag.
How do you feel about like your bus bet right now? Like how's the confidence
Yeah.
level? Obviously it's
Now
hard.
you know. Now you know
It's
the
very,
matchups
it's very
and the
hard.
path.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard coming in regardless. So like that's nothing's like everyone's like nothing's changed.
No, things change. Like if you had Florida's fucking region, you'd be a little more scared. I think what you have now, like Duke is obviously a tough. No matter what, any 1 seed was going to be tough. But your route to there is easy first round. Who's
I
second?
actually think Vandy can be pesky.
St. Mary's
So
Vanderbilt.
it's weird.
So if Vandy wins, it's weird because you've played them.
well, it's also let's start with St. Mary's. If St. Mary's wins, I don't think they're as talented.
I think they suck.
As do I. I don't think they have the depth. And if you look, like Gonzaga was a top 10 metrics team, and they did beat Gonzaga once, but Gonzaga took care of them in that championship game. But St. Mary's will try to slow it down, and Ole Miss did that to us as well, and we like didn't look great at all. So St. Mary's a contrasting style in the tournament if you shorten it, especially if guys get in foul trouble. We are deep, but if guys get in foul trouble, the Nelson injury, things like that, I think St. Mary's can make it gross. I don't want to.
You should have gotten an insurance policy.
Yeah, on short rest, I don't want a
Nelson's
gross.
hurt.
I don't want a gross game on short rest in the second round. But yeah, Vandy has seen us before. We did absolutely beat the shit out of them. But in conference, they're familiar with you. Like it's not a great.
I'm with that. I don't like
Second
playing
round
my
as well.
conference. Even though if your conference is bad or the team that you beat is like no matter what, like seeing a team in your conference again, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, Oates has been pretty good in the second round at Bama, like on that short turnaround.
Florida, by the way, has shot up the odds.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, so
They're like basically neck and neck with Duke at this point.
I know Auburn
Crazy.
won 15 quad one games, but if
That's
you
crazy.
win the league with 14 bids and you win the tournament, you didn't win the league, you won the tournament. But why was Florida not being discussed as the number one overall? I know it's hard to jump Duke, but maybe jump like
Duke wasn't even number 1 overall.
I know I'm saying they would have had to jump Auburn, Houston, and whatever. But like Florida has looked phenomenal down the stretch here.
because I think more than anything, they clearly didn't take conference tournaments into.
But also
consideration.
Auburn lost the last 3 of their 4, I think, in the regular season, or 2 of their last 3.
I think
They lost to
2
Alabama.
back to back or 3 out of 4, and lost in the SEC
Has the
tournament.
team ever won a title after doing that?
Yeah, they lost back to back.
Not from what I've heard, losing the last 2 in the regular season.
Bosco, if when did you make this bet with Dave about the
Like November.
right? So if I gave you this bracket in November, the day you made the bet, would you have taken this? Would you be like, all right, I'll sign up for that. All right, I like my spot, or would or are you not? You know what I mean?
All right, so then let's. I guess, yeah, I think it's interchangeable. So
It's not.
if you were no, I guess put it. We
interchangeable.
knew we were going to be a 1 or a 2, so put you in different shoes. If you were in Auburn's bracket
Yeah.
and you have Michigan State, I maybe like that a little bit more.
Okay.
If I was the 1 overall, but that's whatever. If you're Michigan State and you're playing Auburn, that's tough in the conference, but we match up pretty well. So I guess if I was Michigan State or Auburn, that's a little bit better. If you're Florida, that's a region of death. If you're St. John's, that's very difficult to get out of there as well. I think Tennessee, I would have taken, I'd take that above it because then it's Houston in the Elite Eight, but Houston does scare me even though we beat them. So, yeah, it's not thrilled, but it's also it's not the worst out of it, you know?
All right.
And
So you probably would have signed up for this then, because also means you didn't have a disaster season.
we also
too.
could have been, yeah,
like everything worked out. Alabama was good.
right.
I'll be honest. Who's the only team I'm really worried about is Alabama. Not even worried. I still think we're a lot better than them, but I do think that's our region isn't that hard.
Yeah, I like of that to get to the Final Four. You mean?
Yeah, it's
I
not
agree.
Obviously of the 2 seeds gonna be the best, but our 8-9 isn't as hard as the other ones. Then who's and Wisconsin? I still don't believe in it. Wisconsin's a weak 3 to me. There's way better 3. I'd be way more scared of Maryland than Wisconsin.
Right.
I think there's a legit chance that it is Bosco versus Duke.
It would be Wisconsin. I think, Wisconsin first, then
Right.
Wisconsin-
Duke.
I'm saying I think you get past Wisconsin.
What
I think
if
it
Jeff
could be
beat
back
you?
to back.
Wisconsin would be what?
Oh,
Sweet
VCU?
16.
That'd be tough. Wisconsin would be Sweet 16. I think BYU can
I think BYU.
fling it. And Wisconsin now wants to play a little bit up and
Is
down. I
BYU
worry about BYU's size, but they got the monster inside.
They also got a
BYU's
lot
the 6, right?
Yeah, but they're only BYU's minus 2.5 against VCU. That's a very tough game.
I think VCU can beat fucking Wisconsin.
VCU is so fucking good.
Yeah.
They didn't have the non-con to really push
Are
them.
they old?
Old as shit, lengthy, athletic as shit. They also have probably a top 10 player in the country, I want to say.
All right, some other ones that jumped out first rounds. A&M Yale, I think, is fascinating. Yale's really good. Everybody's talking about Yale winning potentially a game. A&M is also very good. So that one,
I'm leaning Yale.
I think that's sexy. They did win a game
Is it?
last year, right? They beat Auburn.
Mike.
That was my pick for the most predicted upset.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I think
Yeah.
UC San Diego is there.
The-
And also everybody is going
Colorado
to
State
pick
has to be.
Colorado State's favorite as well.
The
That's
sexy, let me
three.
pay like $10 to get Ken Palm for March. Oh, look, they're
Right.
high. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
You like you? So you don't like Yale?
I do. I feel like I'm not going to talk myself into it, and then they're going to win.
Yeah.
I
got
do
you.
like this Texas A&M team. I just have a hard time. I feel like they've gotten bounced early, with
This
Wade
is
Taylor.
why I'm telling you, Clemmer, you have to fill out a bracket because I filled out my bracket, and I won't say what everything is yet, but it was a lot of chalk,
Same with me.
and I tried not to too, and I was just couldn't get past some of the teams.
I will say, and I fucking don't like it at all. The one team that I really can't get around that the one won't survive is the Florida region.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, and they look untouchable.
Right,
It's a
and
tough-
I don't like it. And again, 3 of the teams that I would have taken deep in that, Maryland, I wanted to take deep. Tech, I wanted to take deep. St. John's, I wanted to take deep, and it's
All in the same one.
all in the same one.
Yep.
I'll fill out a bracket for tomorrow's show. What would you say
do
about
it.
that? Yeah, I'll
that.
fill out a bracket. I'll do it.
You should.
I'm not afraid.
I have one for you, Bosco. Can I ask?
I'm afraid.
Drake, Missouri.
I have that on the list. I was going down the list.
Oh, sorry.
Drake, Missouri is a vastly different style of play.
All
Yes.
on Missouri.
Drake wants to slow it down. Missouri wants to get out and run. Ton of athletes from Missouri.
Mark
tons
Mitchell
of,
is playing too. He didn't play in the SEC tournament.
Ole Miss, UNC, San Diego State winner jumps out for sure as well. Because I think, again, a ton of people, UNC shouldn't be in, UNC shouldn't be in. They go and win a game, and that's just how it works. San Diego State's got a lot of problems, and the committee seems to favor San Diego State of getting in a lot when they're on the thing. Their offense is in trouble.
I think UNC is going to win that game. I think they're minus 4.5.
Marquette, New Mexico. Cam Jones against Donovan Dent is a matchup you want to watch. Reminds me very
Who's
much
Marquette playing?
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Oh, I like New Mexico.
Yeah, but the Mountain
like
West has
Marquette.
been horrific in the tournament.
Can't get around it.
Can't get around it. I know San Diego State made
The
the final and finally broke through, but if you take that out, or even including that, they're still horrific in the tournament.
Yeah.
Colorado State a couple of years ago lost to Michigan. I think lost to Michigan. New Mexico loses last year. The years of Boise, the years of Utah State, like just have not.
That's why I love Memphis.
No,
I
I'm
really do
Yeah,
against-
I could see that with the Mountain West. I like Colorado
That's what
State.
I come around on too.
Colorado State's hot. Colorado State's very hot. Where's that game being played?
Memphis still even just like won. They still won.
Like PJ, I will
Seattle.
say this about Memphis: PJ Haggerty is a guy that is a March player.
Dane Danger? Kidding me?
Yeah,
That's an unbelievable.
Dane
PJ
Danger.
Haggerty can carry.
You
a
like that
team.
name? Clint?
That's a great name.
What about Tony?
Oh,
Tony lost in the championship.
Oh.
Tony's an unbelievable name.
I mean, I saw Neptune got fired.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a great name. By the way, Memphis is only 2.5-point underdogs.
But they're the higher
It's
seed.
the higher seed. They're Colorado State favorite.
Could be playing without
Do you
Tyrese
think we
Hunter.
could see a 15-2?
Not that I see.
One that stands out. I really like Bryant.
You do.
I really like Bryant. I think they got high major players in
Who
a
they
low
playing?
major school.
Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Michigan State favored by 17 and a half.
Again, I like Michigan State more as hunters, not hunted. I think Bryant is so well coached. They have athletes all over the floor. They have length. All their starters are over 6'6". So it's not like they're like a bunch of like a small little low major school from like Smithfield, Rhode Island. I think like Earl Timberlake played with Hunter growing up. So like these are good players. I like them. Shout out Ryan Daly, St. Joe's legend. But
Bryant
I
plus
think that's-
1,200 to win that game.
yeah.
So
I mean,
12
again,
to 1.
15-12. These do happen. It's not like I'm predicting Bryant to beat.
No, obviously.
Like
you're
that's just the one that stands
one
out
that
to me.
stands
I'm
out,
not
yeah.
even going
Same.
to pick them, but that's the one
They're
that stands out to me.
17-point favorite.
Right.
Underdogs. Yeah, it makes sense.
That's one that stands out to me.
If you had to pick right now a 4 seed or 5 seed or higher to make the Final Four, who would it be?
I wouldn't pick any in if you're wagering, but for this exercise, like I do think it's going to be very chalky. But for this exercise, Michigan maybe because of how they like getting hot down the stretch. That kind of matters. I think Auburn is just kind of not in shambles, but like very weird. It's a weird
ending.
Weird ending for Auburn down the stretch here. Weird run. A&M has already beat Auburn. Pretty sure, right? A&M beat Auburn. I think Buzz and that could be a sexy team there. I don't buy Memphis beating Florida. I don't buy Maryland's got great potential, so they put Maryland on that list. Purdue and Clemson, no. Oregon, not really. And Arizona, not really.
They're 4.
What?
They're 4 too.
Oh, what did I say? He said 5 or?
Yeah.
I was doing 4-5. Sorry. BYU, if they just shoot the lights out in the East, could like maybe they just go on. They don't miss. They go on a miraculous run. I don't buy Ole Miss. Maybe they put it. Listen, maybe they, people are going to think I'm picking on it. They were the number 1 team coming into the season. Do have a ton of talent. Have a multiple championship coach. Maybe Kansas puts it together. Like
No,
if
they
you're
don't.
looking at 7s, I agree. It's
No, they
a
don't.
big time run.
Not going to let that slip. I hate them. I hate them.
I
Also,
like
all
them.
I was thinking about yesterday was
Rico, I
how
like
good
them.
Michigan would be with Hunter.
Yeah, they'd be
That's
so
all.
good.
I was just thinking Danny Wolf and
They'd
just
be so
some
good.
Vlad for a better version
Where
of
do
Vlad,
they
which
play
is
them, though? Can you play 3 big guys at once?
Yeah.
Maybe. Also, I think one team that Duke has to not sleep on. I do like the Oregon Ducks.
Dana and March.
Dana
Yeah.
and March.
Who will they play first round?
Like that's the thing.
Liberty.
Oregon's like a
Liberty's a scary if they get there.
No, they're going to beat Liberty. But
Somebody
Oregon's
had a
one of those
weird
teams that they
stat.
played down.
Somebody had a weird stat.
Nobody's
for,
better against top end competition than Oregon this year.
Somebody had a weird stat for Liberty. They tweeted at me during the game. I wasn't really dialed.
Undefeated when they score 70 plus.
I wasn't dialed
I
in
think.
for the. No, it's a different stat. I wasn't dialed into the Conference USA because whatever the teams you get lost. They get lost in the shuffle. Liberty won the game in a laugher, so to speak, or won it kind of going away, is what the tweet said, without shooting a free throw till like the last 4 minutes or something like that. Like they didn't get to the line
It's wild.
because they take a ton of threes. How much they win their conference championship by?
No clue.
All right.
Oregon,
Um,
by the way, favored in that game by 6.5.
Do you like?
not many. It's not
do you
a
think
lot.
Clemson has a chance at all?
Clemson's efficiencies are through the roof. They have the experience from last year. I worry a little bit about Brownell being linked to some jobs.
I mean, McNeese is going to be a high pick.
Big time pick. Yeah, we'll go
through it.
But the compelling matchups. Kansas, Arkansas, obviously like star power there. Purdue, High Point. High Point's very deep. They can shoot it. I think that game's going to be very high scoring. Also, Painter did get to his final, but remove that. He's had a tough run here in tournaments. He's going for the superfecta of losing to every 16th, like every seed. He could potentially lose to every seed in the tournament.
Do you like High Point?
Yeah, I like High Point.
I think I want to take them.
I'm worried about it. I think the matchup's tough. I do think the matchup's tough.
I think so. Talk it through me. I think their offense is freaking explosive. They never every game High Point has lost this year has been 4 points or less. I think.
Right. Very high scoring.
When you look at Purdue, though, they have a point guard that's not going to get rattled. They have guys that have already been upset in the first round. So that does worry me to kind of pick them. Like they'll be like, all right, we can't sleep on anybody. Everyone was pretty much on the team. Like you got Redden Kaufman, you got Lawyer, you got Smith. So I don't know. It's definitely an intriguing game for me.
Yeah, I like High Point. I'll probably.
They can also just shoot the fucking shit out of the ball,
Yep.
and Purdue can't do anything about it.
Right.
What do you think about UCLA?
I don't.
Oh,
I don't
UCLA
really
as a 6 would be to get to the Final Four.
I like UCLA beating.
Oh no, I'm sorry. UCLA is a 7. Yeah, Mountain West in the first round. Mountain West has been horrific.
I like them beating Tennessee.
Yeah, it's a kind of a grinded out style. I know Tennessee's up and down, or score, but definitely play at a slower tempo. But yeah, I could see Cronin. I could see Cronin messing around in that game.
I do not like watching Ziegler.
Yeah, I can't get around on UCLA this year. They're so up and down.
They definitely are.
UCLA favored by 5.5 against Utah State.
UCLA is just a team that
Utah State is a fucking crazy program. They've had 3 different head coaches in 3 years.
Just
and made the
keep
tournament
winning.
every single one.
Yeah, they do win. Great home environment too. Gonzaga, Georgia, I think is a good one. Oregon, Liberty, and Arizona, Akron is going to be very fun. Totals.
I think Gonzaga's going to beat the shit out of Georgia.
So that's the thing about everyone's going to this is what's going to happen with the SEC too. People are going to complain about how they got 14 teams in,
And then they're all
and because just everyone's going to be on the 8-9 line where it's like you got UConn, you got Gonzaga, where it's like it's not. I don't think these teams deserve to be out. Or I'm more let the mid
Didn't
majors.
Georgia only have 6 wins in conference?
Right, that's what the
That's
whole
crazy.
debate is. And then, but
I know it's a hard conference. I
right,
understand all that.
it's bad
just
losses and everything.
6 is so little.
They probably have to change up the criteria.
Gonzaga favored by 6.5. This Michigan line is weird, right?
Yes.
They're only favored by 2.5.
Yeah, because everybody's on UC San Diego. We'll get to line movements, actually. It clarifies that. But, Marty, before we do line movements and then picks to end it, tell them about Evan Williams.
I had some this weekend, and it was unbelievable. College basketball season is heating up. As you guys know, everything is out now, which means there are no shortage of opportunities to celebrate big wins with Evan Williams Bourbon. As we all know, Evan Williams Bourbon is game day's #1 pour. Mine is the old-fashioned. I made it for myself at home. It was unbelievable. From rivalry games to championship week to all the madness in March, nothing pairs better with watching hoops with Evan Williams Bourbon. Next time you're rooting for a backdoor cover, take Evan Williams Bourbon along for the ride. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you.
All right, so per DraftKings, if you could pull up the tweet, I definitely sent it
Can
to
I ask one more
Phil.
question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you like Xavier over Illinois?
I do.
If they win the play-in, I think they're live.
Yeah.
I think they're
very
live. Also, Clemmer, when you're talking about the play-in game for the 11s, 11s actually people. It's like a stat that the play-in actually has an advantage for the teams to go at least to the round of 32.
Yeah, it's 'cause you're also not rusty.
Right.
Yeah. No, my point is just they're not going to win.
And
Who's tomorrow?
It's a waste of everybody's time.
Who's tomorrow?
No, I have no.
Is it UNC
I don't look
tomorrow?
at the bracket till
tomorrow,
today.
I think.
Do you like McNeese to beat Clemson?
I do.
I don't know. I worry.
I really do.
Brownell's a good coach. I like how everyone's saying this is the fight for the Indiana job, but I do think McNeese was too trendy last year. I do like them a lot this year.
I like them this year.
Maybe it was a
they
year
played
early.
good
Yeah.
teams. They played Alabama. I think they lost
Close.
by 8.
Played
Yeah.
close early,
It was
9.
a close
Yeah.
game. I think that this is the year that Will Wade breaks through with this team, and then he does get that. He's going to leave right after it, but
Maybe NC State.
I hope not.
Yeah.
They're already photoshopping them. Big line movements. Relatively noticeable line movements. If you pull up the tweet, you get a graphic of it. I definitely sent it to Phil if he sends it to you, but I'll read them off. Mississippi State went from a 1.5-point dog to -2.5 against Baylor. Houston went from 25.5 to -28.5 against SIU Edwardsville. That's a great number if you got 25.5. UC San Diego bet down from 4.5 to 2.5. Expected. Gonzaga minus 4.5, up to 6.5 against Georgia. Vandy plus 5.5 down to 3.5 against St. Mary's. That makes sense because if you have a brain, St. Mary's is just bad. We'll play you gross though. High Point plus 10.5, sexy upset down to 8.5. I got the hiccups.
I don't think that's hiccups.
Montana 18.5 to 16.5 against Wisconsin. Montana got really hot in that Big Sky and been playing really well down the stretch. Oregon minus 4.5. Dana in March to 6.5 against Liberty.
I like Baylor over Mississippi State still.
It's a champion. It's a championship
I
coach.
could also see Jeremy Roach playing Duke. I don't know why. That's just kind of what.
Yeah,
I
that's a storyline too that jumps out.
There's a lot. I don't know. This thing's pretty hard to predict. Don't like it.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
This is
Don't-
I
hard
wish it
stuff.
was. Yeah.
Hard.
This is hard stuff.
I mean, if given,
There's never
yeah.
been a perfect bracket, right?
never.
No, there never will.
I
there never
gotta
will
be honest.
There never will be.
I really thought it
Kind
was
of
gonna happen.
crazy. It's not happened.
I thought it was gonna happen in my lifetime.
I think it will.
Still have a lot of lifetime left. dude.
Absolutely no
Young
chance.
man.
I thought it was gonna happen by now.
There's no chance. It's just not. It's just not. It's impossible. There's just
don't
no
know.
chance.
I mean, it is. If you think about it, it's like the craziest parlay ever.
It's insane.
Is there still a thing that if you get a perfect bracket, someone will give you like $1 million?
Warren Buffett was.
Warren Buffett was doing it.
I think the prize is too low. It should be $50 billion.
Should be
20 million.
whatever you want.
Imagine I got it and he just didn't pay me.
That'd be awesome.
Let's make this about me.
Yeah, play-ins tomorrow. Let's get those up.
Vandy, I like.
Tuesday is Alabama State against St. Francis.
We
PA.
were lucky enough to get these games, so we're streaming tomorrow.
Texas. Xavier is the
It'll
late
be
one.
fun stream.
Oh wait, no.
Fun.
You gonna stream with us tomorrow, Rico?
Yeah. So San Diego State's Wednesday.
Are you gonna stream with us tomorrow?
Yeah.
Nice.
American Mount St. Mary's Wednesday. San Diego State, North Carolina Wednesday. I like Texas Xavier. I think that's a good one.
Great one.
I got nothing tonight in terms of picks. Clemmer, what do you got?
Baseball's back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. The Cubs and Dodgers are facing off. So this is not my pick of the day, but it's a pick I like. It's Cubs under 3.5 runs, minus 135. Yamamoto faced the Cubs twice last year, 9 scoreless innings, 16 strikeouts. So I think Yamamoto's going to keep that rolling. So Cubs under 3.5.
I am going with the Cubs money line plus 140 because I think that Shota is going to pitch unbelievable, and I think that the Cubs lineup got so much better. I still think they could win 2-0. So if that's okay,
Okay, then we both win.
yeah. I don't think it's a bad.
Cubs lineup got better. They got obviously adding Tucker is huge. They did lose Bellinger, who on the Yankees now. He's not bad.
He's good.
Yeah.
Very good. Really good.
Well, if he's that good, then maybe the Cubs didn't.
Really.
Yeah, that's all you have for him and Judge and
That's I've locked in
7
Michigan.
strangers.
Michigan minus 3.5, which is now not a great number at 2.5.
Wait.
What?
What's the number you got?
No, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't
Only a
as bad.
point.
No, it was
Oh,
only a
wait.
point. But
I
it
thought
was
you
just funny the way
said
he.
7.5.
No, the way,
no.
just the way he said it was funny, but it was not that bad.
That's
at all.
honestly why. Like, I know what I'm doing is bad. Like when you wait till the last second, you get the worst numbers. But like sometimes it works out.
Yeah.
And then when because I'll do what you did. I'll do it early and get the worst number. And I'm like, why did I do that?
Arkansas, Kansas over 144.5. I do think that's going to be very up and down, and I like Bama minus the 22.5 because they'll just keep flinging it late. Dukes, what picks have you locked in, or what do you like tonight?
I'm taking Dayton to win the NIT.
Okay.
Are you gonna
Have
go to
to.
the Final Four?
What?
Are you gonna go to the Final Four?
Should be.
I
at the
might go to
Garden.
Hinkle if they make the
It's
championship.
a shame they don't do it at the Garden.
I agree. Alabama State minus 3.5. I locked in. American minus 2.5. I locked in. Xavier minus 2.5. I locked in.
Wait, did you guys see the Pirates do a video about Skeens
Ridiculous.
being the opening day star?
Very bizarre.
Listen, I think it's amazing. Like, it's his first one. Great.
Awesome.
Have that. But to do like a whole video of him being like, really? Like, what are we doing?
I don't think Jerry Jones or Mitch Keller is going to get that
What they
spot.
should have done, they should have brought in every other starting pitcher and be like, "You're not starting opening day."
Yes.
To get their reactions.
That'd be
They
funny.
would be like, yeah, no shit.
It's like,
Right.
Billy Falter, sorry to tell you, but you're not starting opening
Yeah.
day.
And I will say, going viral on Twitter is the worst thing in the world.
Oh yeah.
No one follows you, and all day.
Just SoundCloud plugs. Also, there's
Yeah.
there's so much smoke and mirrors with coaching right now, like openings, the Nova job. I'm seeing Mick Cronin's now linked to it.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of smoke.
Oh,
I
Mick
think
Cronin,
it's a bait and
Cronin,
switch.
It would be great, I think.
I think he'd be great at Nova.
Yeah, but I think it's a little bit of a bait and switch. Like, put me linked to that job so you get an extension here or some more money
I don't think
there.
that. You think Mick wants to stay out west? I do not.
I think he does.
I think he comes back east at some point.
Nova, he would fit Nova. I mean, he would fit
Fit in
in
great.
that league.
Odom's going to go to. I mean, VCU. The VCU coach, I will say, he is linked heavy to Nova and Virginia. I think he's going for the Virginia job.
What do you think about Tobin being fired?
Bullshit.
I think
Made
Did
it
you see
to a
my?
final, and they're fucking. It's Iona.
Did you see my tweet to you yet?
Yeah.
You
No.
saw it? All right,
No, I didn't.
It's a Bosco W.
It's a huge W. You've always talked about this. Like, what's Pitino's whole thing, right?
Screwing over Red Auerbach, being a piece of shit, abandoning the Celtics. Is that what it was?
No.
No, being a good husband.
Nobody cares what happened in the 21st century. The 20th century.
That's right. One day someone's gonna say it to you. You're gonna lose your fucking mind.
I will.
Iona clearly didn't have a succession plan after Patino did a python.
Yeah, no, right? I mean, like you.
Well, Iona before Patino, I know people like,
Tim Cluse.
got him to 4 tournaments in a row. Tim Cluse also got them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Tim Cluse. Yeah, it
He's
was Tim
amazing.
Cluse. Got them an at-large bid.
Yeah.
People forget about. Iona got a fucking at-large bid. It was a 14 seed against BYU, and they blew a 20-point lead. But Iona got an at-large bid in 2013,
Tim
2014.
Cluse is one of the best coaches that like I don't think a casual fan knows about. He had a heart attack on the sideline or something. Like,
Yeah,
had a health
sick. He
concern.
had to give it up.
And
Yeah.
someone tweeted there was only one right coach that they could have hired to keep it going after him, and it was Rick Pitino. This was like an impossible job to go to right after
But
Pitino,
he also,
right
like,
after all the players
was
left.
the one
Nobody
just
stayed.
because he lost in the championship. Like, why did he get
He
fired?
was 34 and 35. He really was.
Yeah,
tearing
but
it
at
up, it
Iona,
was also like that's what I'm saying. Though, like
also,
2
all
years.
pull up.
The first year, every guy
they
leaves.
They have the only thing that makes sense, and I agree with this in every single
Someone
school,
ready?
is if you know there's a can't miss hire out there that you know
That
you
has
really
to be it.
like. If it's a, I think they're looking at the Pelicans GM.
They're
but
taking that guy
why
from
don't
the
you look at
Pelicans.
fucking Fran McCaffrey?
Yeah, that's
Like,
also
some
crazy.
schools-
That was a crazy one, too.
Want me to say nobody's going to agree with me on this? Maybe you guys will. I think fucking Nova should take a look at Fran.
Dude, Fran.
He's from Pennsylvania.
From Philly, has a
Now
lot
listen,
of East Coast connections.
What everyone's going to say is obviously the no second weekends, and they're going to say McCullum has upside, and this guy has upside, and that guy has upside. I will say they could be great. They could have a ton of upside. But it's not a lock that they're going to win 300 games at that school or close to 300 games at that school.
Dude,
Fran did that.
the NIL there is.
And I was not great with the
good.
NIL. They weren't. Iowa has never been a power
Is
for a
that-
long period
Yeah.
of time.
Is that a
Like,
destination you selling a kid on?
Iowa.
No,
we
like,
were out there.
I loved
Yeah,
Iowa
the
City, though.
fans don't. We loved Iowa City, but fans don't go to the games. It's a tough spot.
He did
Very
such
tough.
a
they
good
have to get
job
McCollum
there.
or DeVries. If they don't get it, it's like what were you doing?
Right, which way you
That's
going?
what I'm saying. I don't know who they're gonna get. That's stupid.
So that's the thing. The West Virginia coach might go because he's from Iowa, and then the McCollum guy
Is
from
this a
Drake.
jump up? That's his first
the
jump
McCollum
up,
guy
yeah.
is any school should go after him right now.
Yeah,
Any school
I mean,
should go after Jared Grasso. He's the hottest name on the market.
bring
Iona.
Gross. He'd be great.
Should we get this
I
going?
should get it. It's hard for
We
me
should get
because
it going.
We
I
should
was
get
a,
it
Yeah, you
going.
should- you should
I was a
do it.
Tobin guy as well, but yeah, I
get
would
it
hire
going.
Grasso.
I gotta be
would.
honest. I fucking hated Tobin Anderson. This felt good. I fucking hated
goodness.
that guy.
he was fine.
Yeah, no, I said it in real time.
He pulled off the biggest upset
Yeah,
ever.
I hated his antics.
Wow.
Hated his speeches. It was one of those things that, like, you know, when you have a beef and you can't really explain
Yeah.
it, and it's just like I blindly
yeah.
hate him.
That's okay.
I
I
said
have a
it.
couple of those.
I got yelled at for it.
I also love that you just explained blind hate to Rico.
No, it's just like you get it more than anyone. It's like you get it. Like when you just like the way he talks, the way he walks. I'm like, fuck
Well,
this
are
guy.
you and Tate all right?
Yeah,
You had a
why?
folder on you?
I don't know. Yeah,
Oh, that's just scary. I don't
I
want.
think that might be an exaggeration, but well,
I
I don't
funny.
know.
I
Honestly,
do not
pretty funny.
think that was a exaggeration.
I've been to
I think
the.
he has folders on.
Did you also say that the New York City had no juice with the Johnnies? I've never seen people.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I did not say
He
that.
was saying on the
I
bracket
did
show
not
that he was
say
texting people in New York City about the Johnnies and like
I
seeing
would
people
never-
rally around
that
the city.
would be-
The city has rallied around the
The
Johnnies.
only way-
They got Spike in a fucking St.
Yeah,
John's.
Spike's going out there.
He threw out his Georgetown gear for St. John's stuff.
The only way I would ever make it worse of takes with St. John's is to say there was no buzz in the city with St. John's.
There's so much.
That is asinine.
You think there is buzz?
There's no doubt there.
How would
I'll push
you
back
know?
a little bit because shouldn't I see it if anybody?
It was on
when
the
the
weekend.
Knicks,
You weren't here in the weekend.
when the Knicks, I went to the movies.
Where?
34th Street, AMC.
And you didn't see all the St. John's people.
They've
walking.
rallied
I
around.
saw more Rangers jerseys walking around.
Phenomenal story.
What time would you come here?
Phenomenal
What was
story.
that?
They have
I'm
rallied.
just saying,
go
like
yesterday?
when the Knicks.
Saturday or it was
Sunday.
insane.
Yeah, Sunday they
Sunday
didn't play.
we're done.
I know, I'm just saying.
Oh, what do you
The
want them
Rangers
still
played
out
yesterday.
there the
Let me
day
make
of?
my point. Relax. I understand you guys want to fuck college basketball all the time. When the Knicks are hot.
Wait,
When the Knicks
you do
are
this
hot.
to baseball all the time.
Very true. I want to fuck baseball.
yeah.
I'm not arguing that. When the Knicks are hot, everyone's wearing Knicks clothes. Like really.
Giants fans are coming out of the woodworks. I think
Yes,
that every New Yorker,
partially, but-
every New Yorker is at least 1% a St. John's fan.
Bosco's getting chirped
Yes.
in airports.
Anybody that grew up in the New York City area is at least
I'm
1%
even-
a
I was
St. John's
born
fan.
here.
Happy for
I'm
them.
0%.
Yeah, I don't. It's just. I don't know. Then it's definitely something that I know
even
all
me.
my friends are the same way.
I want them to. Do
I want them to do
yeah.
well. I think even Bosco, if he wasn't on this Rick Pitino take, would be like, "This is really cool." If
He-
it was, if this
deep
was Chris,
down,
if
Bosco
this was
wishes
Chris
he
Mullen,
could.
if this was Chris
Chris Mullen would be different.
Well,
He'd be on the bench.
I'd be rooting for them too.
He scored on Chris Mullen.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like if
No, Brent Barry.
Bosco,
Brent Barry.
Bosco, if Bosco took the
Barry.
Pitino hat off, he'd be like, "This is cool for the
Right.
city." Queens is buzzing.
going nuts.
Staten Island's pissed.
Yeah.
Is Staten Island rallying around Pitino?
Yeah, everybody is. This whole city. There were a ton of Staten Island people at the game.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, we'll fill out brackets tomorrow. There's some storylines with that. We'll have baseball stuff going on. I'm sure NFL is still making waves, but we're deep into college. Should be a great week. Yak up next. We'll see you later.